Hi Sacred Souls, welcome to my channel Sacred Intuition 111 and let's get into this. Yeah, we're going to get an ancestor message, whatever you need to hear, and we are also going to be using different decks. I just want to see what your ancestors want you to be aware of. And yeah, well, that was a very clear message. Oh, a message in a bottle. With number 15, which is also like the devil energy, but also 6, which is the lovers. It seems to be that this might actually be a love-related ancestor message. It is something, it's a communication that you have been obsessing about. Yeah. And yet this communication seems to be faded. It is also like a wish fulfillment. It is a wish that you've made. I'm also seeing inner truth. But we're going to explore this. I want to know with the Sacred Stain Lenormand, tell us a little bit about the energy of the message in the bottle. Okay, this is going to be super fast and super unexpected. Oh, wow. It's going to be, yeah, well, I mean, to some degree, you could think that the scythe is cutting the new beginning due to secrecy and something that is hidden. But the impulse that I was getting was that it is rather unexpected that this is happening. But we're going to explore it further. It's a transformation. It could also be that whatever message you're going to be receiving, it might be also a message from your, oh, this is why the inner truth. Maybe you are receiving a message that is unlocking and freeing yourself out of a cage that you might have actually locked yourself in because you might have held on to a certain narrative. And number 14 is also very much temperance energy. What exactly is faded here? Double star energy. Can you make this up? Quick message. It was meant to be lost, to be found again. And with a message in a bottle, it is that a message is being put in and then thrown into the ocean. And you never know when it's going to reach whoever it's going to reach, right? So at first, a message in a bottle is actually being lost in the sea. And if we take the sea as the emotions, maybe that storm had to rage on. And once it's calming down and the current drifts this message in a bottle to where it's meant to be. So what I'm feeling is that your ancestors are telling you that you are coming also out of a period of lack, but also the person that you're connected to. Oh, wowzers. Oh, wowzers. Actually, I want to see if there's any additional message. But whatever this message is going to be about, it's going to be for your highest good. That's also what I'm getting. So maybe you also like ask for a sign from the universe, like from your ancestors, from your spirit guides. And so you are going to be receiving that message, like in form of like symbols or numbers, synchronicities, initials, whatever is, or feathers, whatever might be, the way you're communicating with your spirit guides, because that is going to be different for each one of you, right? Other people get messages through song lyrics. So, yeah, like your ancestors are telling you to pay close attention to what might also be said, like just as someone is like passing by, because it could be also a message for you. Of course, I do not want you to go obsessively looking for signs. If it's a sign that is for you, you intuitively will also understand the sign. You're not gonna have to look for the signs everywhere. It's going to come to you, and it's going to be unique to you. And even if you would have the same sign, like for instance, you have a friend who might also be spiritual, and you might connect something with a feather differently than your friend does. And so it is with the synchronicities. Our synchronicities that we are receiving, it's going to be different for each and one of you. So, each one of you. What the heck? What am I saying? Genau. Genau. That was very German. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, but whatever it is, you definitely are going to be receiving positive news. And I wouldn't be surprised if maybe also a secret that has been kept hidden all of a sudden is going to be revealed to you. Oh, wow. Okay, this is maybe only going to be for one of you. Trigger warning. You could also receive the message that there was a hidden pregnancy. Take it how it resonates. If it's not your message, don't take it, okay? And don't overthink it. Oh, wow. So be simply open. That's what your ancestors want you to be. Be simply open to whatever this message is going to be, because in the end, no matter what, it is going to be for your highest good, okay? And my brother always says to me, knowledge only hurts the one who doesn't have it. So, true. Therefore, oh, wow. Oh, wow. And how do I say this? Another thing that your ancestors really want to emphasize is please listen to our signs, even if they might tell you something that you don't want to hear. Okay? So be very candid with yourself. Do not delude yourself. Okay? Because they're definitely there, and they're definitely yeah, and like also not to dismiss like warning signals, like warnings. This is really, really important for your ancestors. Because the red flags that you ignore in the beginning are, yeah, almost most of the time, the things that are going to break the camel's back in the end. It is true. It is a fact. I've noticed it. Obviously, yeah. Sometimes we want to believe that it's not that bad or whatever, but yeah. But if we look at fatum, right? Like the fate, it talks about our destiny and like karma and accepting the things that you cannot change and knowing which ones those are, okay? Like to really be guided and trusting in your wishes and into your like your destiny and karma. Yeah. So, oh, okay. So especially if this message in a bottle might not be what you would want to hear, for some reason, it is going to be faded. And your ancestors and spirit guides want you to be prepared for it, to not be completely shocked. But it doesn't have to be negative. I'm just having to state this because for some of you, it's going to be super positive and super shocking because you might not have expected it at all. And for others of you, it's going to be also unexpected, but maybe also something that seems very harsh in the very beginning. And you are being actually asked to listen to your inner truth and to accept sometimes that, for instance, like you cannot change other people. The only person that you can change is yourself. And sometimes that is a really hard pill to swallow, especially if we want something positive for someone else. But it's the same thing if you talk with your best friend and you see that your best friend is in a toxic situation and you're trying and supporting this friend of yours, and this friend is just re-looping over and over again the same thing, even though you've been down that path with this person before and you are wondering, why are they not seeing their worth? So why am I saying this? It could be that you are being questioned. Your inner truth is going to be questioning you. Why are you accepting less than you deserve? Especially if this might be a shocking news that is coming your way. But it's also going to be, no matter how shocking it might be, this is just preparation. I'm not trying to jinx it, and please don't take it. And it might not resonate for you now, but time is fluid, energy is fluid. So this might be a message that already has happened, is going to happen, or is currently happening right now. Maybe as you are literally listening to this message. And it's literally about, you cannot change another person. And it's also about like accepting that fact, no matter how heartbreaking it is. But I guess it is also to learn not to get your heart broken through this. But I know it's easier said than done. Okay, I would like to have one tarot card in general that I want to put in between, and then I want to clarify. Oh, wow, look at this. 2 cards. Now I'm hearing 2 Hearts by Phil Collins. Double success energy, right? Double fire energy, double action energy. You're going to have the strength to be successful. However this situation is going to play out, you're going to have the strength to come out of it victoriously. Okay? Maybe you have been seeing deers or stags. Maybe that is a huge sign for you. Maybe you're dealing with a fire sign. That is also possible. But most importantly, what I'm getting here is the energy that you're embodying. And for some reason, I'm also getting that it is destined that this will have a victory. Yeah. Okay. Message in the bottle. Death. Transformation. It is going to transform something. And didn't I say something about like in the storm? Like out into the ocean, into the storm. And you might have been in the eye of the storm, but you're coming out of it. And you're being actually asked to really center and ground yourself. Because this message is going to really transform this situation. And it's going to plant a new seed. Now, the question is, in what way is it transforming this situation? Wait, no. I'm going to ask, what is the scythe about? Is it unexpected? What is it? 3 of Swords and 6 of Swords. I'm telling you, this message is going to make you leave the past behind. Whether this is someone who's going to show up and make things right and will help you to heal this broken heart, or it's going to give you the impulse to finally actually leave this behind for good. Because no matter what, your ancestors want you to know that you're going to be victorious here. What about the stork? Always 2 cards. Like 222 might be very relevant. Judgment and Knight of Pentacles. No, this is like, honestly, this new beginning, it is destined. It is destined. You cannot make this up. That is actually more than intriguing, if you ask me. So now let's move this over here because I'm gonna need more room. Okay, let's see. What is the secret? What is the secret? If the Empress comes out or a page, I'm gonna scream. What is the secret? What is the secret? And those are all closed books, by the way. What is the secret? No way. I said the Empress. If the Empress comes out, I'm gonna scream. And the King of Pentacles. Now I'm getting 2 things. Either someone who is married has gotten someone pregnant or has become pregnant, depending what gender you're dealing with. But what I'm also getting is what the secret is and why it could be very unexpected with the message in a bottle in a very positive way is that someone has become stable to become this Knight of Pentacles and they're aiming, right? Like how on that map, it's the steering wheel. This person is coming towards the Empress. That is pretty powerful. I love it. Okay. The Lovers, yeah, making a choice. Yeah. Of course, it could be that you are hearing that someone chose someone else. But I think the ultimate choice is going to be yours. What about the Moon? What about the Moon? Thank the Lord. 7 of Swords. I'm telling you, something was being kept in the dark. Something definitely was being kept in the dark. And whether this is a hidden pregnancy that happened that you're going to find out, and this is going to be putting an end to some kind of thing that you held on to, and you're going to have that new beginning, or you're going to receive a message in a bottle, like from someone, and that communication is going to transform the situation, which is going to happen very unexpectedly, leading to this new beginning, which is meant for you, because someone actually kept it a secret that they have been already en route to you, but they kept that seriously hidden. I don't get necessarily, yeah, they kept it hidden that they were aiming, like to find you, like to come towards you. And I'm just noticing you cannot see the full cards. And that is a shame, because for that, the cards are way too pretty not to be fully seen. So I'm gonna move them up a little. Yeah, now you can see them all. Okay, perfect. Okay. Fate and the Star. Well, then tell me something. 4 of Swords. No. Someone didn't show you or communicated that they were healing. What I'm also getting is that this person they actually had to heal themselves as well. And they had to do this in some kind of isolation, because you see this person on a lake, out in the woods, far away from any civilization. And maybe this person also went to a retreat, could be, doesn't have to. But here, this person is also holding that arrow, right? But not ready yet to let it go. And I mean, an arrow is a sword, and a sword is also communication. Tell me about fate and the star. Well, tell me about fate. How about fate? Give me one card, please. Just one. There it is. The Magician. Yeah. It's also something that you've been manifesting. And that just kicked the rocking chair. Like the little rocking horse almost. The Four of Pentacles. Someone held on to a manifestation. This could be you, but this could also be the person that you're connected to. I have to check because my battery is pretty low and I don't want to cut it out, like that it's cut off. Yeah. Now I'm hearing a rather old song, German, but it's basically translated, eyes open, here I come. Yeah. Okay, let's see. What about the star? What do your ancestors want you to know about that? The Tower. A wish had to crumble first to be reborn. Did you know how a star is actually being born? No way. And the star. No way. And that makes so much... Oh, wow. The Two of Cups. Yeah. With the Ace of Swords, can you make this up? The Five of Cups, the regret that someone didn't offer it due to indecision, but that's being healed. You cannot make this up. Ace of Swords, Five of Cups, Four of Cups, Two of Swords, and the Four of Swords. And then someone is rushing in with the Knight of Swords after they observed. They observed you. And what I'm hearing, this person was in mental anguish. No matter what happened and no matter what side you are falling on, yeah, okay, the how a star is born. There is actually a book series by Hopkins. No, what am I talking about? Anyway, and it basically talks about like the universe and all the scientific information about everything. And it's so good. And it's like literally a children's book. And it's like a trilogy. And it's like really cool. Like, honestly, I read it to my niece and nephew. And they absolutely loved it. Even though I preferred the first the first book, because that knocked my socks off. Like, honestly, that was really, really good. And it's called The Key to the Universe. Yeah, so anywho's, but a star is being born by imploding. Because a star is actually how do I say this? Hold on a second. Okay, I mean, I knew exactly that I was wrong when I said Hopkins. But anyway, of course I meant Stephen Hawking and his daughter Lucy Hawking. So maybe LSH might be irrelevant for you. And the first book is called The Secret Key to the Universe. And it's absolutely amazing. So if you have any children, any nieces, nephews, or grandchildren that you want to gift like something where they actually learn something, but it's still fun and it's beautifully written. I can only, like, I'm not getting paid for this, but it's just my personal experience. It basically, it literally takes you into like the universe and how like a black hole is being built and whatsoever. For some reason, this is so relevant for this ancestor message, because how a star is born. Yeah. Okay, so a star is born from a collapsing cloud of gas and dust called a nebula, which forms a spinning ball of matter called a protostar. As the protostar gathers more mass, its core heats up until it becomes hot enough for nuclear fusion to begin. A process where hydrogen atoms fuse to form helium and release immense energy. This outward pressure from fusion balances the inward force of gravity, and the star ignites, entering its main sequence life. So, So, what I'm getting also is, by the way, it also talks about how a disturbance, such as a nearby supernova or collision, can trigger the collapse of a dense pocket within the cloud. And the gravity pulls the gas and dust inward, causing the clump to shrink and spin faster, flattening into a disk. Which then leads to this protostar being formed. So protostar, because how we also talk about a prototype, this is why it seems like this wish that you had was like a protostar, like a prototype, but a prototype is never the end product. So the first protostar had to die and collapse in order to enter that state that it actually becomes that star. And that star is being born. This fate is being born. So what I'm hearing is it talks about the collapsing of karmic cycles, of karmic timelines. And if that means that this has also something to do with maybe like a secret pregnancy, or unexpected pregnancy, you are going to get the communication that you always wanted. I feel like you've been waiting on this. Yeah, which might have been also a burden, but those burdens are being ended out. This slid off. Yeah, it's like this Eight of Swords is going to actually be put down. I love this actually as a message. And I just love the scientific part of how a star is born, a wish is born, a fate is actually coming into play, how this has been part of this ancestor message. And they literally want you to have faith that everything is actually turning out the way it is supposed to. Let's see. In step 3, the nuclear fusion begins and the star is born. When the core of the protostar reaches a critical temperature of about 10 million degrees Celsius, nuclear fusion begins. Releasing a massive amount of energy in the form of heat and light. And now I have to think of how diamonds are being created under pressure. The outward pressure from this energy producing fusion creates a balance with the inward pull of gravity, stabilizing the star and marking its birth. I have to read this again to you. The outward pressure, like external influences, like external, from this energy producing fusion of the two of you, creates a balance with the inward pull of gravity, stabilizing the star and marking its birth. What I'm getting here is this is why the Six of Wands and Strength is the overall general tying together energy of the message in the bottle and the fate. Because in the end, whatever came before, whatever conflict there was before, it gave you the strength to come out of this victorious. So it is nothing that you need to fear. It is actually something that is happening to your highest good. And I can't wait for you, because please come back and let me know once you've received and reached this message in a bottle, and how that kind of this falling apart of the Protostar is actually leading for this wish to be like completely transformed and fully formed as that star as it's supposed to be. Yeah, for you. Anyway, if you vibe, please hit like and subscribe. And I'm really stoked. This is like such an interesting message. I absolutely love it. Take care. Bye-bye.